Welcome everybody to Jesctransformation Strategies and welcome to our Thursday coaching counseling session. Okay, thank you to everyone who's joining today and welcome to all our old and new subscribers out there. Appreciate all you guys, and yes, all of you mean so much to me. I'm just so glad to be part of your journey and to even reach my milestone of 2K. Okay, I'm super glad on that. Okay, thank you guys, appreciate all of you. Okay, today's topic, guys, is about quick temper, but we're gonna find out is that how do you know that you have quick temper? Okay, quick temper also means short temper. All right, so let's just say you react to things very fast if somebody tells you things, or even like minor things that happens in your life, but you get very irritated, you get like startled. Okay, but you also get a reaction that you even you respond to it in an incorrect manner. So we're going to touch base on that, and we're going to look at the causes of short-tempered in a psychological manner, and we're also going to look at how we can actually help you to heal. Okay, even with the baby steps, we're still going to help you. Okay, so let's dive into it. Okay, so we all do get upset, we all do get angry, we get joyful at times. Okay, we have mixed emotions, but we snap at things very easily as well, especially when something is not part of our values, is not part of who we are. So our reaction is very instant. Okay, and that's completely normal. All right, but where it becomes a problem is that when you snap at minor things and even you regret it later, meaning you say words that's so hurtful, it's so regretful, and you didn't even know that was even part of you to even say it. And you're like, oh my word, I actually said that to my kids, I actually said that to my family, I actually said that to my friends, and that's just not me. Okay, that's when, guys, you actually understand that, you know what, I'm short tempered. Okay, now if you react with intense anger, so let's say something is said to you, okay, like a comment, and let's say somebody spoke something to you, but you took it way personal. Okay, like somebody said, let's say now your boss said to you as a co-worker, like, your presentation is okay, but I feel like you lack the confidence skills. I feel like you should have done your best. I also feel like you haven't put 100% to this work. So your boss tells you that, and what do? You react instantly. You're like, how can he actually say things like this? Or you'll actually say, you know what, I think he doesn't like me in this place anymore. I think he wants to get rid of me. You know what, I'm going to lose my job. I'm going to lose my retirement benefits. You actually jump to conclusions. And remember, all this is distorted thinking. It's not normal thinking, okay? And most of the time it's very irrational, it's not even rational. Okay, so what happens is that some people react so bad that they actually even will tell the boss straight up, like, you know what, if you don't like my work, then I'm out of here, or you'll actually even quit. Some people even resign on the spot. Okay, now I understand there's different reasons for reaction. Like sometimes maybe you put up so much in that company and they don't see your worth. Okay, or sometimes like you've always been doing your best and you know you're doing your best, but they don't appreciate it. So those are a bit different situations, but I'm talking about a situation that you yourself know that you get angry at this, you react instantly. Okay, and you react in anger, you say regretful words, and you even feel guilty afterwards. And when somebody tries to comfort you, like another fellow co-worker, you actually you're like, oh yeah, you know what, I just shouldn't have said that. It's not so bad, maybe he's just trying to guide me, maybe he's trying to look out the best for me, and yeah, he actually sees potential in me, maybe I just overreacted. And the thing is, like, there's certain words that you just can't take back. Okay, there's certain things that you just can't take back. Like even in a text, a lot of people, they get so aggressive over minor things that they send a whole paragraph of really hurtful words or even short words, and it's just so hurtful. And the person on the other end, the receiver, receives those words, and it's so hurtful that they don't know how to even respond to you, that they even like cut you off. Okay. Why they cut you off is because of your anger, because you don't want to deal with that negative energy. So the thing is, we do react to situations automatically, but the problem is when we react in a very irresponsible manner, like especially anger, and you know that this anger is actually built up from how your body actually feels. So you get so intensely tensed up, okay? And especially now, if you've said things and you regret it later, you know that's actually is part of anger. Okay, so small things will irritate you. How do you know the signs? We're gonna look at that now. Like fast reaction to things, okay, very fast, okay. Basically, as I said, when an event takes place and then your reaction to it, and you choose the immediate thoughts. Because remember, when something takes place, there's thoughts that come in your head. So when you choose immediate, you're not pausing, you're not breathing, you're not taking your time relaxing. How can I respond to this? Should I respond to it? Is this helpful? Is it harmful? But you just respond. And most of the time it's out of anger. So that will also mean to you that you get worked up for minor things. Okay. And then also your body will give you signals like when you're in an anger moment, it's like heart is beating fast, jaws are clenched, your fist even comes out because you just feel so raged up. Okay, even some people actually physically actually hurt the person out of anger because they so much had it in them that they just can't take it anymore. All right, so you'll even feel like a radiation of a hot that just runs through even here. Okay, especially if you've been suppressing anger for a long time. And small minor things will affect you, like even like a traffic, somebody will overtake you and you're like, look at this person, and even say bad words, like even like vulgar languages, profane languages, things like that. Okay. um and it's so minor because even when you come home and when you're like talking to family, you'll actually even talk about what happened at the road, and you will still keep replaying and replaying, okay, even though it's already done. And most of the time, guys, like even those people that drive so fast on the road, you don't know the reason. It could be somebody's ill. It could be they also going through things as well, and this is the way they release their anger and pent up emotions. Okay, maybe they're struggling in life, maybe they're in pain and suffering. So most of the time it's like just pity them, but you don't need to actually waste your energy and get so revved up. Okay, so the causes of quick temper is a mixture of high stress. Okay, high stress does cause us, and underlining of emotions such as fear and sadness. All right, so maybe in your childhood you've always experienced fear of things and sadness, a lot of sadness in your life that you even suppressed it as well. And a lot of psychologists and counselors, such as I am, we don't just use suppression, we use the word repression, which is more deeper. Okay, you actually forced it down. You forced down your emotions such as sadness, um, and fear and everything. And then as that gradually built up, it built up into anger. Okay. Um, the anger as well, it's comes from a place of grief. Okay, it comes from a place of shame, even embarrassments. Okay, maybe you faced a lot of embarrassment from small. Let's say now you've been using braces. Okay, like such as I was. People laughed at you. People judged you. People mocked you. You know how people are. Okay. Um, but they don't know that the braces corrects your teeth so well, and you actually end up with beautiful straight teeth in the end. Okay, but people will always judge, so they judge you now using braces. They call you brace face, etc. So what happens is that when you don't know how to handle emotions, and it's absolutely fine because you're still a child and you're still learning, that embarrassment feeling, that sadness, that fear, you face up with those family and friends, it builds up. And it builds up into anger as well. It's like, why me? All right, there's so many other people that has braces and you don't laugh at them, but you laugh at me. So what happens is that it builds up. And that's how childhood wounds affects adulthood. Okay, because it affects the way you interact with yourself and with others. Okay, so you must also realize that you need to look at your triggers. You need to look at, why do I get short tempered? Why do I get angry? What caused it? Did I fixate myself too much in other people's drama? Did people mock me as I grow up, especially caregivers and families? Okay, that's the number one cause. That's why it's so important to unlearn those unhealthy habits. Okay, it's not worth it. And also, constant worry also causes anger, low mood, and certain mental health conditions like PTSD, which is post traumatic stress disorder, that can also cause anger. But remember, that's also like resulting from trauma. Okay, so you went through a lot of trauma in your life, even with complex PTSD, and that trauma is still instilled in you, but you haven't really let go. You haven't been for therapy. You haven't, make peace with yourself. That's why you have those nightmares. That's why you have sleeping disorders, even insomniacs, okay, insomnia people as well. There's a root cause to everything, okay? And then you sit in the bed and you're like, why can't I sleep? I'm trying my best, and you fight with yourself. Why can't I sleep? And I close my eyes, I blink my eyes, I do all the strategies, but I still can't sleep. You need to look at what is actually your thoughts for the day. Okay, what are you thinking? And some ADHD people, apparently, that mental health, yeah, conditions. The remember, ADHD is part of the neurological condition, right? So that also does leave a bit of, yeah, that does also leave a bit of, irritability and short tempered as well, because it depends on how the brain is actually wired. Okay, but there's a lot of things to look at. Okay, also, when somebody gets angry, like especially when we do counseling with clients, we look at, I literally have to find out, like, did you have a proper meal today before coming? Okay, as long as you ate. Because sometimes anger also comes, and short temper comes from not eating, okay, like hunger. You notice most of the fights in a household is because people never eat. So they haven't ate their breakfast, they didn't have their coffee, and that is why they're giving you such a hard time. Okay, so most of the anger as well, it does generate from hunger, fatigue, and sleep deprivation. Okay, if you don't have your 7 to 8 hours sleep, especially as an adult, you will get irritable, and that will lead to anger. Also, physical illness like imbalance in sugar, all right, like you're diabetic, or altered mood control, or any neurological condition as well. It depends as well what type of neurological condition. Um, you can also see like, well, I'm not very sure on this, but yeah, certain, like, goes through a lot of pain, especially like fibromyalgia and allodynia, especially the allodynia thing. Okay, because you get so tensed up on, like how life is actually for you, and the pains are radiating so bad in your body, especially your hips, your back. It depends what type of allodynia you have. If you are like sensitive to tactile, that basically means like clothing and touching. Like if somebody just touches you and you have a very high central nervous system, you'll be like, just leave me alone, okay? And sometimes even they fight back because the pain is just so bad. So there's a lot of neurological conditions as well that leads to, I guess, these are all of these imbalances that does affect you. And even like diabetic people, like, with the glucose that moves up and down, and you just get so irritated with it, or even like if you're suffering with hypertension. So all of those does affect you. Okay, so also, guys, your upbringing, people who grew you up, like your caregivers, as I always tell you, you watch family members when they react to life with loud answers and aggression and takeoff, and like violence and hating people and blaming people. So what happens is that as you grow up, and if you haven't really focused on your growth in your life, and you haven't really healed from a lot of things, you'll actually copy that nature. okay? Because you think that, you know what, this is my parents, this is my um aunties, uncles, grandparents, and this is how I should be, okay? And that's not the truth. All right, most of the older people, they didn't actually expose themselves to therapy, psychological help, and that is why they were trapped and they stayed for many years in that web and they never improved at all. And a lot of people, as they grew up, and I've actually witnessed it in families, that anger just kept on passing and passing, and they became so aggressive over minor things, and they needed help, and they didn't know that they were sitting with mental disorders such as like bipolar, um, personality disorder. There's a lot of disorders, and they didn't even know that. Why? Because they didn't go for therapy, they didn't seek help. So it's important to seek help, okay, so that you break the cycle of that. So the healing, guys, the good news is that even though if you've been there and you don't have a good childhood and you've experienced anger, and maybe you do have a bit of anger and you want to change from that, you can. All right, you definitely can. So you need to identify personal triggers, whatever triggers you. Have a notebook, write down for the day what triggered you. Okay, in the morning, maybe you forget. Okay, so maybe just write it on the notebook that, you know what, today at 10 a.m., the news triggered me. Okay, or at 11 a.m., a family text came through and that just triggered me. Or a family comparison on a group chat that just triggered me. I don't want to even know what was happening in their lives, and they just send me pictures that they got married, they got children, they got business, or they got this, they got that. You know how certain families are. So yeah, and then you write it down. This is what triggered me, or this coworker triggered me, and yeah, and I didn't waste time. I showed him what I can. Write that down. Okay, write it down. In the evening when he comes, reflect over it. After 2, 3 days, reflect. Keep writing. Okay. It also helps to release that bottle up emotions. And then you'll go back after a week and you're like, wow, these things actually trigger me, and I should just mind my own business. I should just exit that group chat. I should just, like pause, breathe, and then respond. I shouldn't have just reacted, you know, impulsively. And yeah, apologize to yourself for that. Say, I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry that I had to, react in this way. And just pat yourself, okay? Or even do a self hug. Right, it's very, very important. Compassion for yourself is key to healing, okay? Um, and practice deep breathing is very, very crucial, all right? Get into that. Just do inner breathing and then release out, okay? You can follow my videos as well as we engage in that, okay? Soon there will be a beautiful video coming up on practice deep breathing, okay? Just for you guys. And walk away, right? Just walk away. If somebody is angry and you can feel that emotions arise, and just walk away. Don't waste your time. All right. Spot the cue, spot the sign, tight jaws. Notice who pushes your buttons. Notice who pushes your buttons that your jaws tighten. Your body feels weird. Your body feels stressed. Okay. And yeah, see if this is helpful or harmful to you, and try and set boundaries. Remember, when you're setting boundaries, it's not an act of cruelty, but it's rather an act of kindness. Okay, and it's necessary. It's very necessary. Thank you guys for watching today. And as we discussed about short-tempered, and we discussed on ways of how it happens to you, causes. We looked at how to heal from it. Please do like, share, comment, and yeah, share this video out. It's a healing video, okay? You don't want to miss out on anything, especially your healing. Remember, your healing is something that's so important. And if you guys need to reach out, before I actually say this, the last healing act for short tempered as well, especially if you cannot handle it, is seeking professional help. So you can seek out professional help. You can reach out to me at Jesctransformation@gmail.com. It's on the link on the bio, okay? And you can book a session, okay? And even if you just need to talk about something, we can just talk about it, and it's good for you to release bottle up feelings as well. Okay, and maybe we can go over the session. We'll do an introductory session with you, and we'll see the causes and everything, and we'll discuss the way forward, and you will receive therapy help, and you'll watch how the transformation will happen. in your life, and you feel so much calmer. Trust me, okay? So this is very, very important to reach out to me, and yeah, let me know, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and stay blessed. We'll see you guys on Sunday. Stay tuned to JC Transformation Strategies, and have a wonderful week. Namaste.